Welcome to the Off-Though Podcast, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, week 4 is upon us. Let's go. Good game last night. Didn't get the picks out before. I did get my pick out for the Bengals game. I did put it out there. I was taking the Bengals just strictly on the uniforms alone. Had to go with the Bengals on those. Are those not the nicest uniforms? I mean, let's not let. Yeah, I mean those uniforms are just clean all around. Might be the best uniforms this year. It's definitely the leading candidate so far. I know the Falcons are going to introduce the red helmets, the classic ones. Those are going to be nice. I don't know who else is doing, is doing stuff this year, but the Bengals stole the show with those uniforms. Even the Dolphins were nice to complement it. The all white, pretty good to see that. That got to be the best jersey so far. But as far as the game goes, definitely want to say first though, scary sight with Tua. That was hard. For me to watch, that was rough. That was rough. It's good to hear. I think he's doing good now. He flew back. He was released and flew back. Flew back with the team to Miami. So that was scary, man. I mean, he was slung pretty good to the ground too. I mean, his head. I think that's what had did it because his head really hit. And I'm surprised they didn't call anything. I mean, he could have just tackled him. That guy could have just tackled him, pulled him over. He didn't need to do the whole, bam. I mean, I know it's football, but, that was rough, man. I mean, to see his fingers, I mean, he locked up, dude. That was rough. I had to take him on the stretcher. So the good thing is it sounds like he's doing good. That was hard to watch. As far as the game goes, I knew Miami was going to not be the Miami we had been used to seeing just because it's a short week. Plus, they had just played down in Miami where it was super hot against Buffalo in a close game, really good game. So I knew they weren't going to be lights out, but obviously with Tua going out, that changes the whole aspect of the game because really they weren't, even with Tua, they were leaving a lot of points on the board. I think they had gotten 6 points with Tua, and they continued to kick field goals literally the entire night. So just a lot of missed opportunities. Teddy Bridgewater came in. I thought he was solid. He had the pick. Was the pick late to kind of seal it, but really the Bengals didn't look that impressive. I don't know what's going on with Cincinnati. I'm not worried about Miami. I am worried about Tua. That was a rough hit. He may not play next week, but they will get the longer time now. That is good. But that's going to be a big thing moving forward because Tua's already had the injury in college. The big one at Alabama, and now this one, which was just scary to see, man. And really, no one thought he was going to be the same after the Alabama injury. And he's been looking good this year. He's looked great this year. But that injury was scary. So that's going to be a question moving forward is to his health, obviously, because they don't go anywhere unless he's the quarterback. I mean, Teddy Bridgewater is a very capable backup, but I don't think it's the same with Teddy, obviously, but so that's going to be crucial going forward. I think if Tua's going to be all right moving forward, the Dolphins will be fine. I'm more concerned about Cincinnati. I'm concerned with Cincinnati just because they do not look like the team last year at all. T. Higgins looked great. Hayden Hurst finally got involved, but Cincinnati 2-2 right now. Kind of shocking, really. I mean, this game they did find a way to win. They put it all together. Nothing crazy defensively or anything. No turnovers. It was just the 2 picks, but it just felt like they never really were like they didn't feel like they could win the game. Like it just seemed like they didn't want to win the game. If Tua had been in, I don't know if the Bengals win the game. They're not. Doesn't seem like they're clicking this year early on. I don't know if it's the O line, the pressure. Is it uh, what it is? It's not really. There's no new. They got the same. Bringing back pretty much the same core of receivers, so they should be all clicking there. Hayden Harris is the only new guy. So I'm more worried about Cincinnati and can they kind of get this thing together, because if Tua's good, I think Miami's all right. Waddle did kind of have an off game. So he did have a couple of drops, some easy normal catches that he would make and drop. So he was a little off, but Tyreek went off. He had 10 catches. He had 14 targets. 10 catches is $160, which is kind of crazy. T. Higgins, like I said, 7 for 124 and a touchdown. But the Bengals gonna have to get. They're gonna have to get this thing kind of going offensively. I think it's their offense just kind of seems to be stalling. So they got to get the offense to click because they're not the same team. What I've learned in this AFC, with the Jags win over the Chargers last week, the AFC is kind of wide open. Colts beating the Chiefs. I mean, on that note, we did go. Let's see, when did we go last week? Not a good week last week. 7-9. Losing out on the Chiefs didn't take the Dolphins. I know I hyped up the Dolphins, didn't take them. The Jags. The Jags was the big one. To me, the AFC, that just goes to show the AFC is so wide open. Because look at the Colts. No one thought the Colts were like, oh, the Colts are just really bad this year. They just go and beat the Chiefs, and now the narrative's just changed on them. Jacksonville just beats the Chargers. I know Herbert's banged up, and really the defense for the Chargers is just really banged up. But it's Jacksonville for real. Is Trevor Lawrence is he kind of figuring this thing out in year 2? That would be interesting. We'll kind of talk about that in their game against the Eagles this week, that'll be a fun one to watch. Eagles, Jags. Eagles only undefeated team. I know I predicted the Eagles be good this year and obviously to win the division. I said that, but I didn't see only undefeated team. Would not have guessed. If you would told me there was going to be only one undefeated team by week 4. And, obviously Dolphins played Thursday night. Now they're not undefeated. But if you were to tell me that, I would probably say, well, it's either the Bucks, Bills, maybe really Bucks or Bills would be my guesses. Wouldn't have seen that one. The Eagles. Knew they'd be good. I don't know how long they can take this. I think they got a good matchup against the Jags, and we'll get into that when I do my picks. But so we'll just go ahead. Let's see. Let's take a look at week 4. It's going to be good, man. We got a lot. We got a lot of good games week 4. We had a 9:30 game in London to kick it off. Saints Vikings. Interesting one. Saints Vikings is going to be a good one. So we got the London game to kick it off. Saints Vikings. Interesting. I mean, we got football all day. Literally all day. We're kicking things off in London. Week 4. So we got Saints Vikings. This is an interesting matchup. The Saints come into this one pretty banged up. Vikings actually getting some guys back. Harrison Smith's back, but Winston's dealing with the back issue. We don't know if he's even going to play. Even if he does, he's saying he's playing. If he does come out and play, it'll be interesting because he's had injury problems now. He's got to deal with the back. That's a serious injury. You take one bad sack and he knocked out of the game. So then you got Andy Dalton as your backup. And Michael Thomas is banged up. We don't know if he's going to play. I don't know. I don't know about these Saints, man. They're too hurt. That's what scares me. And then the Vikings, I'm not big on the Vikings, but as depleted as the Saints are looking and could be going into this game, I definitely got to take the Vikings on this one. Um, Even with Dalvin Cook and Zadarius Smith banged up, if the Saints were healthy, I think this would be a closer matchup. But I would probably lean towards the Saints if they were healthy. The team would have to be healthy, but they're not. They're just not healthy right now, and got to give that one to the Vikings. Two teams I'm not really big on though. Those two teams, I'm not a Kirk Cousins fan, to be honest with you. I'm not. I thought Jameis Winston might be able to turn things around, and it doesn't seem like uh, that's going to happen. And so then we get to your noon games. We got my Dirty Birds against the Browns. This one's actually interesting. I struggle on this pick, um, believe it or not, because what worries me is the run game, right? Atlanta's actually pretty solid against the run. We're 15th. We're middle of the pack. I don't guess it's not really solid. We're middle of the pack against the run, but you got Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, probably the best running back duo in the league right now. They're looking to cook in the backfield, and Brissett's been proved. He's kind of proved that he will manage a game. He's not going to make too many mistakes against Falcons' pass defenses. They're terrible. Their pass defense is terrible. So that's what scares me. I actually, I'm actually going to go with Atlanta. I think they find a way to hang on. I think this is the week Mariota shores up the turnovers, kind of figures it out. There's going to be no Myles Garrett. You know, he had that car accident, and obviously he's not going to be ready to play. So he's out. They got Clowney, Denzel Ward, Jeremiah Owosu, their linebacker. They're all banged up. They're all questionable, might not play. So the defense is looking like they're going to be a little bit rough coming into this one. They just lost Anthony Walker for the season last week. So I think Atlanta can put up a lot of points, and I think Atlanta is their defense is going to give up is going to give up yards. They're going to give up some points, but I think they can find a way to get enough stops, maybe get a turnover on Brissett, and I think they can squeak one out against Cleveland. I think they find a way. If they can somehow contain that run, they have a real good shot. That's the whole key to this game. Can they stop the run? And I know Cordell Patterson wasn't practicing. Damian Williams is out he's still on IR for Atlanta, so the rookie Algier is going to be looked to get reps. He may really have to fill a void if Cordell doesn't step up and play, but I feel like he'll be good to go come game time. Then you got the Cowboys and the Commanders. Interesting one here, division matchup. Dak and Carson Wentz going at it. Obviously, the Commanders coming off a game where they gave up 9 sacks to Philadelphia, and now that's the big headline to me. Their offensive line just gave up 9 sacks. Now they're going up against the Dallas Cowboys, who actually lead. I didn't know this. I had to double check this. They actually lead the league in sacks with 13. So Micah Parsons and Marcus Lawrence and the boys would be coming after him. So that's going to be just. I feel like that alone might take over the game. If they can't block there, that's going to be rough. I'm gonna have to go with the Cowboys. I'm gonna have to go with Cowboys on that one. I just think their defense alone can take over that game. Their offense is good enough to put up points. Even if Dak's not even if Cooper Rush isn't playing great, he could have a sloppy game. The defensive line for Washington's kind of banged up. No Chase Young. They're gonna be a little banged up. If their D line was fully healthy, they'd be one of the best D lines in the league. But they're not. And I think there's just enough wiggle room. I think the defense for Dallas just takes over. I know Carson Wentz has been slinging the rock around, but they're 1-2 for a reason. I just think the Cowboys can defense will take over this game. I would expect a defensive score. of some sort. Maybe I probably a pick six, fumble, scoop and score. Something's gonna happen here. Wentz is gonna fumble it. It's gonna probably be ugly. I'm gonna take the Cowboys in this one. Lions Seahawks. 1 and 2 teams on a different. These are 1 and 2 teams to me that are on totally different sides of the spectrum here. Seattle's a 1 and 2 team that I don't buy any stock in at all. I don't think they're good at all. I think they're 1 and 2 for a reason. They're Geno Smith's not the guy. Neither is Drew Lock. They don't know. It's just not. It ain't it. All I can say about Seattle, it's not it. You're rebuilding. Look for a quarterback in the draft. Is what it is. Now with the Lions, I've been impressed with Jared Goff because I'm not a big Jared Goff guy. When I was talking about the Lions, I had concerns about Jared Goff and can he be the guy that leads them, and I didn't think he was, but so far he's looking good. I know they're 1 and 2 on the record shows 1 and 2, but man, they put up a lot of points. It's not because of the offense. They're doing a hell of a job. Aiden Hutchins has actually looked pretty good so far this season. So that's why I say 2 teams on different ends of the spectrum. I would buy stock in Detroit. They look really good. They just got to shore up some shit to they could easily be 2-1. In the Seattle, they're 1 and 2 for a reason. Coming out the loss against us, giving Cordero Patterson a career high rushing yards. They have no identity. Seattle does. Their defense isn't good. Their offense and DK was kind of talking smack because Jeff Okudah has finally been looking good. He's finally looking like that first overall draft pick that they picked him. Right? He was supposed to be this big lockdown, shutdown corner, and he's been talking trash, saying he's got a safety over top of him. He's not locking anybody down. So keep an eye on that one for the Seattle Lions game. Those two are going to probably be going at it. DK's been doing most of the talking, but it's good to see Okudah has kind of been looking himself. And with Seattle being they're 30th in rush defense, DeAndre Swift, if he's good to go, they're gonna have their day. I think Seattle's just gonna put Detroit's gonna put a lot of points on Seattle. So I expect to see the Lions put up a lot of points in Seattle. This is gonna be like a 30-17 game or something. It's not gonna be too close. Then we got Texans Chargers. This one's interesting just because Herbert being hurt, he's dealing with those ribs. What to expect? The Texans are the Texans. They're not that good. This one's just kind of I gotta go with. Gut says go with the Chargers on this one, just because I think if Herbert is able to go, it's enough to beat the Texans. If he's not, even with the defense, man, the Chargers, they got a bad list of injuries on the defensive side of the ball. Their offensive lineman, they lost Slater. He's on the IR, left tackle. But Bosa is on the IR. They are banged up on defense, but that's the only problem with the Chargers. They're all banged. Literally everybody's banged up, but I literally just squeak one out and give this one to the Chargers. That one could probably go either way. It's probably a good coin toss game there. Titans Colts. 1-1 in Indy, baby. Got Derrick Henry, and Jonathan Taylor both. Derrick Henry not really has been himself. I just think the Titans are just struggling to find out who they are. They look bad. I told you that I didn't have much faith in Tennessee. They stink, dude. I told you they stink. I had a problem with them. I thought the Colts would be a little bit better, but it seems like they're kind of getting stuff going. Their receiving core has kind of been banged up, but I definitely would have to give this one to the Colts. I don't buy. I'm not buying what Tennessee's selling. Sorry, Titans fans. Moving right along to Bears Giants. What can I say? If I had told you the Bears and the Giants are going to be 2-1,
through 3 weeks at the start of the season, you'd go, you're an idiot. Shut the fuck up. Dude, the Bears are 2-1 and they don't pass the ball, bro. What is going on in Chicago? Can Justin Fields throw the ball? Is he allowed? Does he need a permission slip to throw the fucking ball? I mean, I'm all for them running the ball. It's great. It's working. At some point, you're gonna have to fucking pass the damn ball. If your quarterback doesn't throw all game until, hey, we now need you to make a big time throw in the fourth quarter. That's by far the dumbest shit that's going on right now. I don't know what the hell Chicago's doing. They're 2-1, which is, yeah, you're excited if you're Chicago, but you're going, what the fuck is going on with our passing? This is a passing league. There's always teams that want to run the ball, ground and pound, and it's working. Khalil Herbert and Montgomery looking like Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb, possibly. It's kind of nasty, but fuck, dude, Fields got to pass the ball. It's not even good when he is passing. He's made some questionable throws. I don't know what's going on there. And the fucking Giants, they're 2-1, and I don't get how they're 2-1. Their offense stinks. They have no receiving core. I don't know what's going on. Only thing going on there, it's the same thing. Saquon's back to Saquon. So we're back to normal Giants, where we don't know what the hell they're doing, but they got a Saquon going off. He's back, boys. The G-men are back. And somehow they're 2-1. And holy shit, someone's going to be 3-1 after this. Somebody will be 3-1 after this game. And that's wild. And that's why we play the games. Because you couldn't have picked it like this. As far as my pick goes, I'm going to give this one to the Bears. The Giants are having a hard time putting points on the board. Chicago's second in rushing. I think they're going to continue. Nothing shows me that the Giants are going to stop that. They just got to figure out how to pass the damn ball. The Giants lost Sterling Shepard. He's out for the season. And where has Kenny Golladay been, dude? He got a massive payday and has 2 catches for 22 yards in 3 weeks. That is just by far ridiculous, dude. And he's supposed to be the guy to come in and help. And now with Sterling Shepard out, they're going to kind of need him. He's got to show up. Daniel Jones needs him to show up. They didn't have Kadarius Toney's gonna have to step up. They're gonna have to have him. They're gonna need some weapons here at the receiver position. Daniel Jones is gonna need somebody to throw the damn ball to if they're gonna throw the ball. So it's gonna be I expect a low scoring, ground and pound, sloppy game, honestly. But I'm gonna give Chicago the edge in this one. Then we got the Jags and Eagles, and this is a fun matchup. And I had a tough one. I'm just gonna come out and say it. I'm taking the Eagles because I'm really liking that. I think the Eagles are a really good team. I liked all the moves they made with AJ Brown and all that. They're good, dude. They're real contenders this year. Jacksonville seems I don't know about Jacksonville. That's what concerns me. I don't know. Their defense is outstanding. It's definitely it's opening some eyes across the league, I'm sure. But the offense, am I buying the Trevor Lawrence resurgence? Is he definitely going to be the guy, dude? Because he's looking solid. Last year he did not look good at all, but he's looking great now. So James Robinson running the ball, he's outstanding out of the backfield. Yeah, but I got to give the Eagles this one. This is the Peterson return. Doug Peterson returning back against his Eagles with the Jags. Got him 2-1. This is going to be a fun game to watch for sure. I would definitely tune into this one for sure. This is going to be a good one. I think Jalen Hurts, they're the more complete team with A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, the running game going. The defense is they got it. If the Jags win this, they're real. The Jags are real. If they pull a win out here, they are the real deal. If they don't get blown out, they're the real deal. But if they could somehow win this game, I would be shocked. But it would not surprise me because the AFC is just wild, man. It's the wild, wild AFC West. And it's the Wild West out there in the AFC. Jets, Steelers, 2 1-2 teams. They just flat out stink. But Zach Wilson is back. He gets to make his return. He has big holes to fill in some of the shoes with Joe Flacco, the way he's been throwing the ball. But they are 1-2. The Jets, I'm actually going to go with the Jets in this one. I'm going to take a little, if you want to call it an upset, I don't know who's favorite, but I'm taking the Jets just because throwing one out there. I don't know what's going on. It's a matter of time before Kenny Pickett gets put in. I think Trubisky's going to be getting yanked at some point. It seems like. I don't know. I think the Jets could pull one, rabbit out of the hat, and get one here. Then you got another 1-2 teams, Cardinals, Panthers. I think the Cardinals stink. I don't know what's going on with them. Their offense looks terrible. The one win was a lucky fumble that they got from Hunter Renfrow and returned it all the way back in OT against the Raiders. So, I don't know, but the Panthers seem like they're lost and still getting acquainted on offense. Their defenses look solid. With all that being said, I'm actually going to give it to the Cardinals. Believe it or not, after I trashed them like that, I think the Panthers are still trying to figure things out, and I don't know how Baker has not looked Baker. Doesn't look like Baker-esque. He hasn't looked like himself. Till that, I'm going to go with, I know what Kyler Murray gives me, but they need D-Hop bad, dog. They need him bad. I'm going to give the Cardinals the edge in this one, though. Patriots, Packers. Patriots are like middle of the pack. Like they're not bad. Like they're 1-2, but they're not bad, and they're also not good. Green Bay their defense is looking good this year. Has looked really good. They're really high in the defensive ranks. But I think Mac Jones is questionable. He's dealing with I don't know what he's dealing with, but he was questionable. So if he can't go, it's Brian Hoyer. It's a slim chance, even if he can go, I think. But definitely taking Green Bay on this one. Even with Sammy Watkins out, I think the Packers will handle Green Bay. I don't think they're going to handle themselves. The Packers will handle the Patriots pretty easily in this one. Broncos, Raiders. I would not believe that the Raiders are 0-3, man. 0-3. That's kind of been a shocking one for me. You know, the Devontae Adams thing, it's taking some time. They can't run the ball to save their life. So I don't know what's going on with the running game with the Raiders. That leads me to believe, Denver hasn't looked so hot either. Everyone's giving Russell Wilson shit. Everyone's just straight dogging Russell Wilson for stealing money from Denver, the way he's been playing. Calm down, dude. They're 2-1. Give it time. I told you this. They were going to need more time than the Raiders. You know, it's easier to shift in a wide receiver to get acclimated with the offense than it is a quarterback. And so give it time. And what the fuck? You're 2-1. What are you bitching about? Win's a win. By the end of the season, this thing's going to be like a well-oiled machine. It's got to get fucking, maintenance done. Grease the fucking thing up. Get it going. Hell, they might be solid at the end of the year. And the Raiders sure as hell don't know what they're doing. It's not looking good for Josh McDaniels and them boys. Then you got another really good game. Chiefs, Bucks. Another one where I had a hard time picking. But the difference maker for me, I think it's going to be a really good game. I know Tom Brady in the offense hasn't looked good. Tom's weapons have been out. Julio, Chris Godwin. Mike Evans is back this week from that suspension with the Saints incident. But the edge I'm giving out is the defense. The Bucs defense has been fucking dominant, dude. They've looked really damn good. I think that they can slow down Mahomes in the offense just enough to where Brady, at some point, Brady in this offense is going to click, I feel like. I don't know if it's going to be this week, but I think the defense slows the Chiefs down just enough to give them a headache and give Tom enough time to just be out there. I think this is going to be a game where the Chiefs defense gets wore out by Tampa Bay's offense just being on the field too long. That's what it's going to probably come down to. That's the Sunday night game. Then you got Monday night, Rams, 49ers. Jimmy G at the helm, obviously with Trey Lance out with the season-ending injury. The Rams have looked okay so far, sitting at 2-1. I'm going to go with the Rams just because I think they're the more complete team, better overall team. They're looking good. I think they're going to start clicking. I think they're going to get pretty scary towards the middle of the year. They're going to start clicking, and at the end of the year, they're going to be scary. I think they're going to be really good. NFC's going to be, Rams, Bucks, Packers, and the Eagles for sure. Scary teams to watch out for in the NFC. I think the NFC's kind of a wide open floodgates, though. So you got the Green Bay, NFC North, Tampa Bay, NFC South, NFC West, Rams, and NFC East. That's the division right there. Each division has one. Those are the top teams. One team from each division is looking pretty damn good. Other than that, NFC's wide open. I can go down the AFC. Hell, you look at the Broncos, Chiefs, the Bengals, the Colts what are they doing? The Jags, what are we getting from Jacksonville? The Chargers, can they get healthy? They're damn good if healthy. The Bills, the Ravens. The AFC is just, to me, so much more wide open. The Dolphins, so much more wide open. NFC, this is why I think Atlanta has a real shot at getting into the wild card. My Dirty Birds can get in this wild card. It's so lopsided, unbalanced on teams. I think you just got those 4 teams in each division, and then anybody else can get in. Atlanta's got a real shot. A win here would go a long way for Atlanta, I think. Mariota get them turnovers, fix the turnovers. If he stops with the fumbles and the picks, kind of scary. AJ Terrell plays like himself, starts locking down his side again. And Casey Hayward gives them guys a chance. They got to get some pressure though. I got a real shot. They just got to hold Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt. Don't let these guys go off. They're gonna get they're gonna get their due a little bit. Just don't let them pop off. That's the only thing you can do. You let them pop off and it's over. So, other than that, did update the picks. Let's see. So we're sitting at, what are we sitting at now? It was not a good week last week. We're at 23, 22, and 1. We did the 1 was a tie. I'm not going to count that as a loss or a win. It's just going to be a tie. So we're 23, 22, basically even. We got to turn this thing around week 4. So we won the Dolphins game. Let's mark that off. So we had the Bengals over the Dolphins. We got Vikings over the Saints, Falcons over the Browns, Lions over Seahawks. I got Colts over Titans, Bears over Giants, Eagles over the Jags, Jets over the Steelers, Bills over the Ravens, Chargers over the Texans, Cardinals over the Panthers, Packers over the Patriots, Broncos over the Raiders, Bucks over the Chiefs, Rams over the 49ers. Did we talk about Bills Ravens? I don't know. That's like one of the best games. I don't know if we glance over that. I will say in that game, as I said, I have the Bills for the reason of the defense. Don't get me wrong, Lamar Jackson's looked damn fucking good this year. MVP worthy for sure. Looking really good. But that defense is really good on that other side of the ball. So I think, and their offense can put up points. Buffalo can put up points. Baltimore can put up points. Buffalo can stop anybody. So, got to give the edge. Are they going to shut down Lamar? Hell no. Can they contain him and limit him a little bit? Yeah, they got the pieces to do that. So, I give the edge out to Buffalo, even though I did see they lost, was it Jordan? Did they lose Poyer for the season? Let's not get that wrong. Or did they lose Micah Hyde? Let's see here. Oh, yep. Good thing we looked that up. Not Jordan Poyer. Micah Hyde out for the season. So that's tough, man. Fucking hate to see that shit because they had a really good safety duo. But I still give the edge to the Bills in this one. And there's all the picks. It's going to be a damn good weekend of football, boys. We will get these out sooner rather than later next time. We're going to get these picks out. I think we're going to do two uploads a week moving forward. Got to get the schedule right. We got to have new schedules. Got a lot of moving parts going around, but we're going to definitely go probably to 2 at least. So with that, man, I'm going to leave y'all with that. As always, love y'all. Have a good one. Peace.